Hi guys! So I am here to put out again. I know it's Thanksgiving, y'all, but this is a different kind of Thanksgiving. And I wanted to thank my campers. They do not know I'm going to do this, but I wanted to thank my campers for all the laughs and fun times that we had during camp. And I love you guys so much that I'm definitely about to share all your roasting memes because they roasted us guys. They took camp to a whole new level, and we encourage them to be very, very expressive about who they were and about what they believed and what they saw in us. So some of the memes that you are about to see are very funny, and some of them are only kind of funny. But we encourage differences. We encourage them to be who they were and be powerful. So campers, this is like my refrigerator wall full of your artwork. The memes to me, if you know anything about me, I call myself my meme queen in most of my little groups. And I love memes. So we actually incorporated this in camp. But maybe you guys can incorporate it in your own, cultures, like your big, boss culture. So you don't take yourself so seriously, right? And you learn what your team thinks of you or what they are thinking about you because of how you put out your personality. So these are personality driven memes by the kids. So this is the first one. When the memes low key mean, but they funny. That was one they got me with because I wore my little Santa hat, and they always caught me doing like crazy stuff during screenshot. Another meme that they had was "It's holiday, I'm still working." That is so true. I'm still working. I'm literally at the office right now because I just had all these ideas come out. So that's crazy. This one is Miss Kim. She's gonna beat me up, but we always got onto her because she went to the wrong school. She should have gone to Howard. But the kids said when you pick the wrong school, you pull your fake smile. And I'm gonna move this ticker for a second so you guys can see these. I want to make sure they get all of their due. And then another one that they did was when I finally passed the bar, I'm gonna beat you with this diploma. Which, funny enough, the way that I'm smiling, I could see that, y'all. I could see that. That was a good roast. Okay. Another one was when I went to Japan to see one of my board members, or my best friend, to support Christopher. I literally did this weird hand pose thing, and they're like, "Where are all the black people?" There really were no black people for real in Japan that I found besides like my friend and a couple other people, but it was very few that I found in the Osaka part of Japan that I went to. The next one was back to the bar admission ceremony. This is just a picture that was fun, so they went and did another one and said, "Let's go. I'm done with law school. Bye, Felicia." Another one they did was Black Velma. Black Velma. I really was Black Velma, y'all. So that was cute. That was nice. They didn't roast me that time. But this one they did. They said, "When you wish you were younger," when I was dressing up as Penny Proud. The other one where they got someone really good was Miss Raisha. You can't see her face, so it's good. No face, no case. We're still good, Raisha. They can't see you. But it says, "I just did a squat and I can't get back up," when she's posing on the Black Lives Matter symbol. And I just thought that was just so funny. It was so creative. Because funny enough, like there was a few more with Raisha, but I wasn't gonna do her dirty like that. But they were just like, "I can't get up," or "Help, I can't get up." So they were pretty funny. But I wanted to go ahead and highlight that one. Another one with the Black Lives Matter symbol was students. "Why do you have coffee every day?" Me, because, and it's literally that's like my mood. No explanation. I want my tea, my little Starbucks tea, and if I have it, I feel great. If I don't have it, I mean, I'm a little aggy irritated. Y'all know. And then this one was just perfect. It was just literally like me and Tispor, who's my vice president, who's also one of the board members from Step 123. And this was literally perfect because I think we were in the process of sending a risky text or in the process of sending or taking a picture being goofy. So either way, they got this one perfectly. And guys, this is all like from the kids at camp. So I kid you not, like this is literally my thank you to the campers. Just because these memes literally got me through like some rough parts and rough weeks throughout the summer when we were dealing with the brunt of COVID. And we're about to deal with it again. So I wanted to bring you guys some happiness in addition to the story. So if you go back and watch the playback, you will see the first part where we explain what our call to action is. We want you to mentor, we want you to serve. My goal is to have everybody have a mentor pair by Christmas. So if you can help us in that effort, totally would love it. But right now, I'm sharing one of our mentoring initiatives that's going super well, which was the Step 123 Virtual STEM Summer Camp. And right now, I'm sharing one of the few memes. I have a lot more memes, or a few more memes involving people of the community, and then we'll be done. But I really, really enjoyed this exercise. I enjoyed it because it encouraged kids to be funny and creative and talk back and be sassy. And I think that you really should encourage your children to be that, because that's who they are. And at the end of the day, I'm sassy and I am proud of it and I own it. But like, you don't encourage kids to do that nowadays. Now it's like, sit down, shut up, be quiet until I tell you what you can do. So this was just a fun exercise to get their personalities pulled out, and they loved this. So they like screenshotted us during camp for the rest of the time, and it made camp fun. And that's the one thing that I will say is that you don't have to do virtual learning in a way in which it does not engage people. Just figure out that they're off topic, right? And figure out a way to make them on topic, because they'll pay attention, right? So they can screenshot you, and maybe they won't pay attention all the time. But this was fun. So there's a few more memes that I saved for the very end that are quite funny. This is Miss Kim. This one I think is probably the one that we laughed at the most during camp. And I mean, you got games on this is literally everybody's little cousin kid. You got games on your phone? Like, this is how they look at you. This is how they come over. This is like a meme. If you were to think about it as a meme, that would be the meme that you would use. The other one they actually use, because Magic City Bar Association was the sponsor for the 2020 Virtual STEM Summer Camp for the Patent Law Week. And they even got Mr. Chris, which is the president of Magic City Bar Association, or the outgoing president of Magic City Bar Association for 2020. They got him. It was talking about this, and I thought it was perfect for Thanksgiving. It's like when your auntie leaving with 5 to-go plates and you ain't even ate yet, which is so true. And this was just a good face, and they got him very well. Last but not least, they got me one more time at the very end. This was literally my favorite. I saved it for the end because I just think it's so spot on to how you feel. I don't know if you guys know that GIF where, the lady from How to Get Away with Murder, I cannot remember her name right now, just like gets her little purse and walks out. So this meme was perfect for the scenario that it's about to describe. But these kids are so creative. I did not come up with this. These kids came up with this. So it says, when you're the defense attorney thinking they just got a ticket, but then they say they killed someone. Y'all, I was weak. When I saw that, I was so weak. I was like, yo, y'all are some funny kids. And not only are y'all funny kids, y'all are wonderful kids. Kids that I just appreciate more than you guys can ever imagine. And I just want to say thank you. They actually went another step further and did a whole happy birthday video thanking me for all the different things that they're really responsible for, because I had a whole team of help, right? I had a board that supported. I had a head intern that was a boss, like Kimberly Osaya. She was a boss. I had Raisha working on meditations in the morning. Tispora was getting up and doing workouts with them in the morning. It was a whole team collaborative effort. And the fact that they took the time to make my birthday special because it happened to fall on graduation day, it was just so awesome, because I was overwhelmed with joy. I almost cried, messed up my makeup, but luckily I did not. But I just want to take this time to say thank you. I'm going to thank each and every kid by name. So y'all, I know, get over yourselves. I'm sorry. That's how you got to do it. Miss Nina loves you. I really do. So I want to thank each kid from the bottom of my heart and tell you about what I think makes you uniquely special and wonderful, and why I have enjoyed having you as a part of camp. Unlike any other kids in this world, y'all are just one of a kind kids, and let me tell you why. So let's start with Alfonso. Alfonso is the oldest, and I'm just going in order of the group me, y'all, so no special order. But Alfonso, let me tell you, I wasn't expecting a kid to be as cool and as wonderful and as awesome as you were. When I say cool, wonderful, and awesome, I just wasn't expecting that much personality. You had personality day one. You came in with like, watch this video, and we watched the video, and with some like horror robot movie thing, and you and Dwayne, both of you guys just had the videos coming, but the musical taste was diverse, kind of like my musical taste because they were developed by my sister. And then you came in saying, look, man, I know what I want to be. I want to be an author. And you were on it. And not only were you on it, you were able to actively participate, lead, and take control. Even though you didn't like us calling you Mr. Dante, we love you, okay? We love you. You brought life to camp whenever you were there. It was just a spark of joy for us because you're just a natural born leader, and you don't see it all the time, but you are a natural born leader. So Alfonso, if you are hearing this, this is about you. I love you. As your former camp counselor, it will be your camp counselor if you come back for camp, which I hope you all do. But Alfonso, you were special to me, man. You were one of a kind kid, and I just don't know if camp would have ever been the same without you. All right, so that was Alfonso. Woo. All right, clap it up. Yeah, clap it up. All right, so next person, y'all already know who I'm going to talk about because, yesterday was her birthday. And she is special, and she didn't know I was going to do nothing. And I really wasn't planning on doing a lot of things to just like single out kids for their things because I want to make sure everybody feels special and included. And because I don't know everybody's birthday, I don't want nobody else to feel excluded. But she know who she is because she came to camp when camp was closed, y'all. So let me tell you, camp was closed. We were stopped enrollment. What happened was we had some people that were not responsive or that weren't active participants in the program. And we needed data, right? We needed to make sure that we had actual active parents and data that showed, 1, you're going to interact, 2, your students is definitely coming to camp, and 3, that this camp is one of those things where you're going to devote your time in and you're going to make sure your child devotes the time. And I had Kayla's family, didn't know it was family at the time. It was just somebody said their kid wants to get into camp. And I was like, I don't know, man, we'll see. Because camp is kind of closed and we don't have like a lot of funding going on. And somebody ended up having to get kicked out because they weren't meeting the protocols of responding to emails or whatever. And they ended up getting put into like something called an observer program. That's what inspired the observer program, so that people would still be able to audit camp if they wanted to experience it, but couldn't necessarily get into the registration because it was cut off after a certain period of time. So Kayla got in, right? And I didn't know what to expect, right? I just knew that Kayla family fought hard for her to be in camp. And when I tell you, Kayla came in with such exuberance, y'all. First of all, she wants to be a singer and a dancer. So y'all, I'm telling you what these kids want to be, so you guys somebody can bless them, okay? So I'm only telling you this because I want somebody to bless them later on. Not me, but it's just like, I just want you guys to bless them. I want somebody to bless them, and I want to keep on being a place where they can feel that blessing. So Kayla, she's fun because she loves to sing. I encourage her to use Smule. Smule is kind of a karaoke app that you can put on your phone, and you can actually like perform with other people, which is really, really dope. And she really liked it. But one thing that I love about Kayla is that she always answers questions. And funny enough, it is very hard to find people with initiative, okay? And when I tell you, Kayla got the initiative to spawn, the volunteer, I'll do it in her every single day of the week. She has it, okay? And that is very hard to teach, even though, it's indicative, right, of you wanting to be seen. I don't see that as a bad thing. I think, Kayla, you are a special kid. And one thing that is going to make you special is that initiative, that drive, that volunteer can-do spirit. And even though, okay, you might look sensitive, child, I love you. I'm your sensitive mentor as well. So it's okay. It's okay for you to be sensitive, because at the end of the day, I don't want you to ever change. I don't want you to become some kid that has to feel like she can't be her true self. I want you to completely develop all of who you are. Same thing with you, Alfonso. I'm going back to you because you and Kayla were like my camp leaders. I mean, you guys were default camp leaders for most of camp. If you guys didn't know, we called on you, Kayla, and I think Dwayne for most of camp. Josiah stepped in there for being early every time, and I'll get to you in a second, Josiah, because we got some great words for you. But the one thing that I loved about Alfonso and Kayla were both of them were leaders, and some parts of them were shy in leadership, like they felt weird when they were seen, but it wasn't a bad thing. they were actually natural born leaders. And that's something that I have a very difficult time teaching to kids. And I mean, I was a natural born leader, but it's not something you can just teach. You just have to believe it in your spirit. You're meant to lead something. And whether or not they believe in anything that I believe in, if you believe that you're meant to lead something and you believe you're meant to change the world, even if it's writing books, even if it's singing or dancing, if you are meant to make an impact, then you will do that. So Kayla, thank you so much for attending my camp with all of our awesome staff and people. We loved you. I think you even got some bonus points from a lot of people just from being the person who talked in every single session. I think to almost all the speakers, every speaker I think remembered Kayla. So that's really cool, and keep that up, kiddo. The next person that I want to talk about, let me look at my little list, is Dwayne. All right, so Dwayne is my other special child. He's my other sensitive child. I love Dwayne like a mother. Like he's like a little mother, and he's like a little baby cub. One thing about Dwayne is that he will be hurt. And I love him for that, because it's very hard as a young kid, because he's not much older than most of your like younger kids, like 5, 6, 7. You know, he could be that leader for them, and he's around Kayla's age, so he's not super young because we cut off camp at 7. But Dwayne will be heard. He will be heard. Y'all will listen to you will watch his videos. He will show you stuff. And most of the stuff that Dwayne finds online is actually quite interesting. And that's funny, right? Because kids want to show you stuff all the time. And imagine if you knew what your kids were searching and laughing at, and maybe you could laugh too. We actually spent a lot of portions of camp talking with Dwayne just to see what he wanted to do, what video he wanted to show us today. It was like a Dwayne hour. And I don't think that there's a lot of kids that get that specialized attention at school or in learning environments. And Dwayne needed that, and camp allowed him to have that. But Dwayne's personality was just one where it was hard to draw out at first. But Dwayne, we drew it out of you. And I saw passion in you to complete projects. There was a competitive spirit in you that I loved. And I loved drawing on it whenever we had little competitions, like the typing competition, which I totally won. But I really enjoyed having you in my camp, especially all the staff. We all enjoyed it. We did give you a little bit of hard time with Kayla. We do apologize because, you know, y'all are friends, okay, at the end of the day. But everyone did, you know, y'all all pick on each other. All of y'all, everybody picked on each other in camp. But it was a good pick, and we all talked it out when people's feelings got hurt, because as y'all know, all of the campers are kids first. And if you've ever been a summer camp counselor like I have been, and you know their feelings is real sensitive coming around camp. So that is Dwayne. Dwayne, I just love your awesome videos. I loved how engaged you were when you wanted us to see something. I love that you were able to use your voice. Using your voice is not something that I see people do or kids do at this young of an age very often. Now, you do have to learn how to do it a little bit more, you know, respectfully, but at the end of the day, you are one of the many great kids in this camp. Okay, so thank you so much for what you did and make him special. Jamal. All right, so Jamal was quiet, y'all. He let Marcus do most of the talking for him. And I will admit, I appreciated hearing Marcus's voice, but I also appreciated when Jamal came to life. So Jamal comes to life when we were talking about airplanes, okay? Everyone to make Jamal come to life, talk about aerospace engineering, airplanes, and things like that. Oh, also, Dwayne wants to be a basketball player at the present moment. He may change his mind, but he wants to be a basketball player. Sorry, forgot that part. But Jamal, he comes alive when you do aerospace engineer, airplanes, anything. Get him a model airplane. Okay, that's the type of stuff that he was into. But he let Marcus do the talking. But there was not just because Marcus did all the talking didn't mean that Marcus always knew how Jamal felt. So when Jamal truly expressed himself, because Marcus and Jamal, if you've already guessed, they are twins. That's why Marcus does most of the talking, because there's usually a twin that takes the lead and one that is a little bit more shy. Jamal is shy, but he is not unable to like really hold the conversation. He is great at it. And when he is passionate about something and interested in it, he will completely like lean into it. He will learn all that he needs to learn about it. He will work hard on it, but it has to be something he's interested in, right? And that's really hard to find for kids, because a lot of times you can kind of just like bully them into trying everything, but sometimes kids know exactly what they want and what they don't want. And when you have kids that have the clear, defined likes like that, like it's cool, because that means he's a focused kid. He's a very focused kid, an awesome kid. And, you know, Marcus does a lot of talking, but the fact that they were able to bond within camp and figure out how to be even better at expressing themselves, especially when we got into patent law and we started talking about inventions and things like that and marketing their inventions, you can just see those energies come to life. So watching you grow, Jamal, was amazing. And watching you learn how to develop your own voice, distant or distinct from Marcus's, really drove it home to me that the camp was something that we could both grow from. And you helped us grow, and we helped you grow. And I was able to bring in some people that were in the areas and fields that you were looking at. All right, so here's my other favorite girls. I didn't have that many girls in camp, guys, so I cherished them all lovingly. I didn't have that many, so the fact that I had all these boys, I'm fine. You know, it's like I have a ton of little kid brothers now. But Jasmine, man, let me tell you, Jasmine, she wants to be a chef, and she's also a vegetarian. Okay, so she's a chef. She's vegetarian, and she has the softest voice, and it's so precious. And I promise you that when I heard Jasmine's voice, her singing voice, right? Because Jasmine can sing. Don't sleep on Jasmine. But Jasmine, one thing that I loved about you is that you never stopped trying. And that's the thing. We had so many audio difficulties in hearing and things like that. But Jasmine, you still came to camp like fully invested and excited about things that happen next. And the fact that you found a way to have fun in camp in the middle of COVID using Zoom, okay, because that was weird, okay. But we found some chefs to come talk and talk to you about what it's like to be a chef on like Master Chef programs and on TV. But we were able to work with that with you, and I saw you just come to life. Whenever I would do anything with cooking, or during lunchtime, if we ever made anything and we walked through how to make it, just watching you kind of come to life with that. And then you and Kayla, y'all were like a little bit bonded, because I mean, you were my two girls in the group that were consistent. So it was nice to see you able to interact with other girls in the group, and the same with the guys. You did interact more in our little girls only breakout room, which is fine with me, because you know I love talking girl talk. So it was so nice to hear your voice when we were in those breakout rooms, because you probably feel like you get lost in translation sometimes. And I am appreciative of the fact that once I heard the voice, I knew intuitively that you were the kid that has so many great insights, but sometimes your voice isn't heard. But you had so many great insights. The way you looked up things, the way you did your projects, the way that you dedicated to different things that we asked you to do, it was awesome, okay? So I appreciated having you in camp. I just loved all of your energy when you were in camp, especially during workouts, girl. You was working out. You was working out with us, because it was rough. A lot of mornings, Miss Nina had some problems waking up. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I just had some problems waking up to get up with y'all. But at the end of the day, I was still with y'all, but I missed them workouts. But you was there. Because when I did tune in and wake up out of my slumber, I was like, oh, okay, Jasmine's working out. So one thing that I will say is that you bring energy with you, and it's electric, it's electrifying, and people just kind of naturally want to get to know you. And that's an awesome thing about you. The next person, and thank you, Jasmine, for coming, is Jeremy Archulus. So Jeremy, look, man, I promise you, this whole brother thing, speaking for each other, Jeremy is shy and Josiah is shy. They're both shy, but let them say one thing to aggravate the other, and the true personalities come out, and they are not so shy anymore. So Jeremy, I just want to thank you, right, for being excited about what you want, but also honest that you're lost sometimes. There's a lot of kids that feel forced into just picking something, right, to appease their parents, to appease somebody. And you showed me a part of camp that helped me understand how to guide a program for somebody that wants to do something, but they're not sure yet what exactly that is. And you made that easy, right? You made it easy for us to pour every single option into you. And you were interested in basketball like Dwayne, but that's not your end goal at the moment. So there's multiple different avenues for you, but you know that you love telling us about how many sports that you did. And so that was the one thing that stuck with me throughout camp, was that you were our sports person. You were like sports guru, sports master. Just ask Jeremy. Jeremy knows something. It's a sports thing. So it's really cool. We had a little basketball battle with the trash cans, and I clearly won. I didn't win, but I really enjoyed being able to engage that part of you, even virtually, right? Because no one thought that we could do basketball or some type of sport related activity virtually, but we managed to make it a competition, real one, back and forth, just like if we were down at the basketball courts and things like that. So that's fun. And I'm glad that you were able to open up over time, because it does take a while. But I think even in, the egg drop, that was when your personality came out more. And then when there were challenges, right, where you could actually see how to do something, especially like coding or things like that, where it was like real time, like I can see what it's happening. That's when I saw your personality grow. And that's when I saw you come out as a distinctive person from Josiah. And Josiah came out as a distinctive person for you when he had different tasks and challenges, because his challenges were different from you. Even though y'all are brothers and things like that, they're still different. They're so different. So I just want to thank you and tell you I appreciate you. And I love you, man. I love you. I love you, little goober. Josiah, you know I was coming to you. You my early riser. If there's one thing about Josiah, y'all, he gonna log in early. He gonna be logged in at 6:50, 6:30. Camp don't start till 7, right? But he gonna be there at 6:30 and 6:45, logging in, ready for camp. So I can tell you one thing, Josiah. I don't know many other kids that have that level of discipline. I think you were mad one time because you didn't log in early, and you even have Jeremy, who is your brother, do it for you because you want to make sure you logged in. Because that's something you value, is being on time and not missing things. I think you've apologized before for being late for something where you didn't want to be late. You wanted to be early. And I think that that's a skill, Josiah, that I just can't teach people. Nobody has that type of value system like you do. The way that you oriented yourself, it is hard to do that consistently. A lot of people can do it for a while, but we did it for 6 weeks. It was Josiah as the top logger inner for 6 whole weeks. And he was also the person who was on all of the workouts and all the other stuff with us. Now, was he always excited? No. But are you always excited with everything? Nah. So be okay. But at the end of the day, I love that I had a consistent camper always logging in. If nobody else logged in, it was going to be Josiah, okay? He was going to log in and make sure he was logged in early enough for everything. And he was really excited about time. So when you value time like that, Josiah, that means to you that you want a space where you have the time to relax and you don't want to be rushing or trying to get to the camera last second. So continue to push for that, right? Continue to plan ahead like that, because procrastination as an adult, it does come, it does happen. But it doesn't have to, break the bank. It doesn't have to change anything. So that's one thing that I really, really appreciated about you, is that you made sure that we always had to have someone on that line early in the morning, because Josiah was going to be there. Okay. So that was awesome. And I appreciated that. You just don't know, like consistency, consistent kids coming to camp every day, like that to me is so amazing. And the fact that you just got up and did that and you were just naturally excited about camp like that, that means that what we did was something that really spoke to you. And I'm glad, because at first, all of y'all thought we was crazy making you sing camp songs. And by the end of it, y'all wanted to sing the camp songs. So I really appreciated that. All right. So now I get to Marcus. All right. So Marcus, you were a one-of-a-kind kid, and I can tell you this. You have a voice, man. You have a voice, okay? And I mean that in the best way possible. You are a natural person who takes lead and charge over your life. And when I say that, I mean that you just think of ways to better interact with the world. Instead of allowing it to be a problem, you try to create, the solutions. Oh, by the way, Josiah would like to be a graphic designer or a basketball player. He hasn't decided yet. Forgot about that. But graphic designer, basketball player. He was really good when we were like creating business cards. So hit up Josiah. He's also an artist. I have paintings in my office designed by Josiah and Kayla. So yeah, if y'all want to hit up some people, Marcus, Alfonso, Jamal, Josiah, Kayla, all of them are artists that just do it because they really like to create stuff. So again, we had a whole art sale within camp because Miss Katie Grayson, she taught the kids about fluid art and how you can sell your artwork, and they just tried their hand in it. And we just one day sold their art to ourselves. So that's one thing to keep in mind that we did that. But back to you, Marcus. Marcus, I loved your voice. The fact that you would always really want to help and you would look for solutions. I think you would even YouTube, right? Emotional coping or emotional intelligence techniques to kind of help you become a little bit more seasoned. I don't think there are a lot of kids out there, I mean, besides like this weird kid right here, this one, that do that type of stuff at this young of an age in high school and early on in college, where they're just trying to find solutions. Like if they can't figure it out, they look up ways and questions to ask to kind of better get to know people. And those conversation starters are critical. And so I just want you to know, man, like that part, that made camp fun. The questions that you asked, every speaker that I got to talk to about you had that same remark, is that those questions that you asked were A1. And I was explaining to someone the other day, understanding how to ask questions are amazing. It's phenomenal, right? And so that is everything and more. Our other two people, campers, now they did not get the chance to graduate, but they did get participation certificates with Amanda and Rye. Amanda and Rye, I appreciated you guys. Amanda, I know that you were unable to continue on for most of camp, and it was actually our college kid in camp that didn't get a chance to continue because of work and life responsibilities during COVID. But when she was able to attend, it was great. The kids loved her. We did like presentations stuff with them. But then we also had Rye. Rye also got really excited when there were competitions to win and things like that. And Rye was passionate about exercise and doing very well, push-ups and different things like competitions. Like Rye loved that. And Rye took the time to log into camp when maybe he wasn't able to, okay? And maybe, a lot of kids were, but I think Rye had to move a lot, especially I think on car rides. And car rides, your signal can get spotty. So I didn't get a chance to know Rye this much. But from what I learned about you, Rye, you were one special kid. I will say that the kids got a chance to see you a little later. So you kind of missed the bonding ceremony during the first 1.5 weeks of camp. But after that, I mean, you were still a welcome person throughout camp. Whenever you came in, it was, what Rye gonna talk about today? Because Rye always has something he got to show us, because you was very much like Dwayne. And you like to show us your own different videos as well, and your own personality. And I like that. It made camp fun, right? Because I never knew when Rye was going to come. So when Rye did come, it was an even cooler experience for camp. Every single one of you guys all showed your true colors to me whenever we did the cleanup part of camp. We spent the last 15 minutes trying to talk about how to make a difference and cleaning up our house and our stations. And I will tell you this, I saw so many folded beds, or so many made up beds, folded clothes, and dishes washed and floors swept than I have ever seen in my own house. You guys inspire me to clean at the same time. So I don't want you guys to think that we were doing that to torture you. It was truly a way to hold ourselves accountable. And I really can't think of a better group of kids for us to have poured our heart and soul into than you guys. You guys were one of a kind, and I'm so thankful for you. And what better day than Thanksgiving for me to express all that I want to thank you guys for, because you guys made this camp fun. You guys made the camp possible. And without you guys, I don't know if I would have, one, had the data to even try to do this again, and two, wanted to do it again, right? Because without you guys, what is it? It's just a plan with no kids. But the fact that you guys were here and consistent and made camp fun, and even now, right, you guys come to our bonding activities and things like that we do virtually with Miss Kim. I love it because the fact that you're still engaging means that you value connection just like we do. Lifelong, continuous mentorship. That's what we stand for. And when we first set out in 2016, that's what we wanted to stand for. And you, 8 kids that made it through the coals of summer camp, went through all 6 weeks, all the modules, all the lessons, you guys gave us an opportunity to prove that not only do we have a system that works, but we were able to develop that summer camp for the first time in a matter of 3 weeks, okay? We had an idea to do a summer camp back in 2017. We didn't have a building, we didn't have the people, we didn't have any of that. But over the past 3 years, we have been developing and moving stuff in place now. And I talked to my board before we actually decided to pitch to people. I said, we can do this. I have 9.5 years of summer camp counselor experience. You guys have all worked in nonprofit industries. You're great at planning. You're great at this. We can do this. Like, there are virtual things that we can do with kids that only we can think of. And that's what happened. You guys allowed us to do those things with you. And camp was nothing if not constantly evolving. So you guys helped us make camp better. And you guys helped give us the roadmap to how we can make camp a truly seamless process for you next year. So I just want you guys to know that we will be having camp in summer 2021. All the details will be released in 2021. So be on the lookout for that in the new year. But I love y'all so much. Happy Thanksgiving. You are amazing kids. I don't know what I would do had I not found you amazing kids when we did. I just think it was meant to be. It was truly meant to be. So I'm going to end you guys with one of y'all's memes, because I just think it's so funny. I really do. My favorite meme of the camp is this one. I love Raisha and this one and Kim. So Raisha and Kim, you guys were also instrumental camp members, camp participants, camp leaders, all of that. You guys became all three because you guys were in there with the kids doing the cohorts and stuff with them in the breakout rooms. But you guys there's a special testimony or special place in my heart. My instructors, Vernika Mack, Toy Witcher, sorry, my brain didn't work. Toy Witcher, Janine Stewart, Rajesh Spear, myself, and then various other people who came in and talked to these kids. Marcus came in and talked to the kids during lunch about Black history facts. Kim came in and talked to the kids about emotional intelligence. Raisha came in and talked to the kids about meditation. Tispora came in and she talked to the kids about working out and virtual activity games in the morning. We had people from NFL. We had attorneys. We had chefs and cooks and sports and athletes. All these people that just came together to talk to you kids, because you guys are special and you are a part of the cohort number 1 graduating class. So this is my thank you to you. My surprise video, y'all can cry now. But long story short, I love y'all. It's not, crazily produced and beautiful like Miss TT puts it, but I love y'all so, so much. And this camp showed me that you guys are no longer just campers. You guys are also like my own little adopted brothers and sisters. Okay. So I believe you guys are now part of my network forever, and you're all my little brothers and sisters forever and ever and ever. So I just want you guys to know that from the bottom of my heart. And that's what the motto is at Step 1, 2, 3. At the end of the day, if you don't have a mentor, I'll be that person. Okay. I got so many mentees. And I'm fine. I'll be that person. You can call, you can text. And if you ever need something, that is what you do. You got my information. Y'all know how to reach me. I think Kayla reaches me more than the rest of y'all. So we need y'all to ramp it up, because y'all can call me anytime. Same with Miss Kim and Miss Raisha. We be lonely, y'all. We really want to hear from y'all. We miss y'all a lot. We miss camp. So at the end of the day, if you guys do ever need anything, y'all know And for the campers that won scholarships, okay, so that would be Jamal, Alfonso, Jasmine, I believe Kayla, and Dwayne, okay. Was it Jamal? I think Jamal. No, it might have been Marcus. Yeah, it was Jamal, Marcus, Alfonso. Most of them won, okay. Most of them won scholarships. For the ones who won scholarships, don't forget, you guys still got that in the bank for when you guys finish all of this, first level of school, you get to secondary level, you got that in the bank to use towards education, okay? So continue to build that up, continue to take in the funds, and build it up, right? We're gonna continue to build it so that you have something in place, so that when you graduate, you're not graduating begging nobody for money, because you have earned it, right? Earned it in summer camp. You went to a summer camp in which you were awarded money for doing things for that summer camp. That's so important. It's so important. It's so critical. So I just want to thank you guys so much. And if you want your kid to be in this summer camp, y'all know what to do. step123mentor@gmail.com. Email us or go to step123mentor.org and see if you can find the button that says register. If you can, click it, and maybe, just maybe, you might find a surprise. It'll only be up for a little while, but just go to step123mentor.org and click around on the page. You'll find something. And if you want to support us, hit the support, sponsor a child now button. It's already linked to the 2021 fund, and you can see how much money we've raised. Join our team, help us raise money. We are only 14,000 short, okay, of our goal. So please help us get there by summer 2021. I know we can do it with your help, and I appreciate every bit of help that comes from y'all. All right, but this is my thank you to the kids. Signing out. Now y'all know the story or your history of Step 123, and you got an added bonus of learning about all the different things that I appreciated about you guys' quirks. There is not one single one of you guys that is more special to me than the fact that all of you guys came to summer camp. And y'all have no idea how much I love my summer camp kids, okay? I stayed with the YMCA for 9.5 years because I love summer camp kids that much, because I just care about y'all. Just want y'all to succeed. I just want you to succeed, and I want to be the one cheering you on, and I'm glad you guys let me. So thank you guys so much for being the kids that we got to pour into, and I hope that we can pour into even more kids in the future. Talk to you real soon, and yay, surprise videos. Woo! Awesome. Thank you so much for attending, guys, and listening to the story. It took about an hour. I do have one last sign out video. You don't need to see my voice to do it. You don't need to see my face to go through it. But I did want to share a video that we made, or I made for the firm, for a fifth grader looking for some encouragement in the field of law. So if you have a kid who's interested in the field of law or needs some encouragement because they don't see a lot of people in the field of law who look like them, this video is for them, because I just felt like it was necessary to talk to children in a way in which we can affirm them and tell them that they can go to school, they can go to law school, they want to go wherever. That's why we seek out the mentors that we do. So here's my encouragement to that fifth grader or that kid that wants to go into any type of practice, okay? So watch that. Hi, Marley. My name is Nina Spear, and I come all the way from Birmingham, Alabama. I actually attended school at Howard University for undergrad, which is HBCU, and then I went to the University of Alabama School of Law for law school. And now, 2.5 years after passing and finishing law school and the bar, I actually have owned my own law firm. The stuff that you see scrolling down at the bottom is all about, NinaRSpearLawFirm.com. That is my personal information, the number and stuff, so you can text that number anytime. That number is yours for life. Anytime you want to just have encouragement, reach out, let me know. But I am here to let you know that I was once discouraged to go to law school to be a lawyer because I was told there were too many people that were lawyers in the field, but there are not too many people of color, especially women, okay? And not only that, I always had a passion about making sure that I broke through rules that I did not agree with. There were a lot of rules that I saw when I was a kid growing up. In fact, in 8th grade, that was actually my motivation to go to law school, because I saw a rule about kids that lived across the street from my school that couldn't attend to my school because of a rule that said there was a line that they had to go to another school. And that did not sit right with me. So if you have even remotely a desire in that way, look for tribes. Jalen has tried to create a tribe of women who can affirm and encourage you. But I want you to remember, I wrote that book that I'm sending you guys in the mail, Dear Future Lawyer, as a letter to myself, as a way to journal when I felt alone. So if you ever feel alone, you pull out a sheet of paper, write it down, because your words have value and you will one day be a lawyer that will change lives. Thank you so much, and I cannot wait to meet you. I hope I do get to very soon. Bye. Awesome. And so these are the two things that we are actually going to be benefiting. 10% of this is something that I started. It's called You Are the Future Kid. It was started to benefit, kids to have more school supplies for kids of color. So this is the first design for guys interested or people interested in, the music industry, but also want to be a lawyer. And then this is what was created for people interested in the STEM industry and want to go into NASA and things like that. It's actually very underrepresented to see women in NASA. As you guys have seen by Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures was one of our signature events that we went to back in 2016 when we first formed. So it was really important for us to make sure that we provided opportunities to kids that were useful, important, and breaking ceilings and glass ceilings everywhere. So if you want to do that, if you want to be a part of Step 1, 2, 3 Mentor for Life initiative, and you would like to help these kids soar to new heights, if you were inspired by any of the kids that I told you about, all right, because they were all such special kids, right? And Marcus, he wants to be an electrical engineer. I left that part out mainly because my brain is so overly excited about the kids that we've served, and there's so many facts to remember about them. But those facts, the things that made them quirky, those are the things that were so special to me. So if you want a chance to do that with kids, if that's something you are passionate about, I want you to take the time to email step123mentor@gmail.com. If you don't know what the email is, it is scrolling at the bottom of this video. So just watch the video and look at the scroll screen and just type that in and email us and let us know that you're serious about mentorship, okay? And we have a process now, and you'll go through the different processes, but there's a level 1, 2, 3, and 4 of mentorship. The first level is just volunteering and speaking. You'll just come, talk to the kids when we have bonding events and things like that. Or you'll get to level 2 where we're actually going to have to go through a background check and do interviews and things like that. Or you could teach, right? You can do the same thing, but you have to go through background checks to make sure that we protect the kids from the people that we're exposing them to on a regular basis. The same thing with that volunteer speaker. You will always be observed by someone who is a mentor that's gone through a background check in this program. And then last but not least, there's the last 2, which is the staff member or the board member. Either way, if you're on staff or you're on the board, if there is staff in the future, we don't have any staff at this point, but this is people that, we either hire as a contractor to teach the kids really quickly, or somebody that is a long-standing intern, a volunteer intern. But all of the board members, they volunteer for free. So by staff, I don't mean paid staff. It's just unpaid staff that have decided to dedicate their lives and their time to an amazing outreach initiative. And that is something that you have to go through a background check. You have to go through a 1099 T agreement in which, you know, you sign over different things, especially with the content that we distribute. Nothing needs to be copied. Everything needs to stay confidential. And then last but not least, there's the CEO mastermind. So that is if you want to be the assistant to the CEO, i.e. myself, and be a part of a special committee of people that get assignments, and I give you basically a project. You work on that project and we work on it together and we develop it, but the project still retains step 1, 2, 3, and then you try, right, to build a step 1, 2, 3 program within your local community. And we're going to try to see if we can make chapters in places where we have boots on the ground and people in person and live, and continue to spread the step 1, 2, 3 message of going through the steps. There are steps to mentorship that if you get those down, you will be successful. And we want to inspire more people to mentor effectively. Not mentor right, but mentor effectively. And that means that kids walk away actually knowing what to do. And they don't have to call you all the time to know what to do. They just know because you've been working with them on different traits along the way. So if that's something that sounds like you want to do it, just let me know. Y'all know how to reach me. But I'll talk to you guys real soon. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to go hang out with my mama and watch some movies about love and stuff. Bye.